Today we're going to learn how to draw Gary from the upcoming show No Filter. Now with Gary, unlike Gimpy, he doesn't have circular eyes. He has more like oval shaped eyes. So we kind of want to do big oval, kind of stretch it out like that. When I do the eyes, I kind of go over it a couple times till I get my shape right. And we want to kind of match the curve. But remember, still always kind of go wide so you can kind of realize, oh, I got to start pulling it in here. You want to make sure that the eyes are the same size because that really does make a difference in the end. But I always kind of get a baseline, check it out, and okay, this looks pretty good. Now, what you want to do is start right about here. You want to kind of go out, kind of curve it a little bit. And you're kind of doing this forehead like this. Kind of make it kind of flat, but then come around this corner, give him plenty of room, not too much. And then you want to stop right about here. Then what you want to do is you want to come right here at this bottom of this eye and kind of puff out his cheek a little bit. It looks like he's fat, but you kind of start pulling it in slowly. When you get to about here, you stop. Then come over back to this line and finish it out. And you want to kind of make him more sculpted, however you want to drag him out like that. Stop about right here. Kind of pull it in, curve it outwards, and then finish off the tailbone like that, okay? Then when you want to do his top fin, you start right about here, kind of line it up to the eye right here, and you do kind of a curve. Then you want to kind of pull it back like that. Not too much curve, okay? And then I'm just going to erase this here because it's bugging me. Boom. That's part of his fin. And then he's got his fin doesn't connect. He's missing a little bit. You know, I wonder why. Well, I do know why, but you guys will see why as you watch the show. Pull it back like all the way to about here, okay? Then you want to kind of make sure you smooth it out. Don't make it look as much as the line, give it definition. You want to give him his eyelids. He's usually always kind of like, these people mess with me. Make sure you kind of curve up like that. Always doing like that. One kind of like, are they really this dumb? Kind of make him feel it out. Then you want to go to about right here, kind of give him a flat kind of line with a little bit of a thing. Give him a cheek, kind of do underneath here, just kind of like a little chin type situation. Then right here, you want to start the arm. So I always start about this. You want to get that curve. I always try to build it before I connect it all the way. Kind of if you go slower, and it looks messy, but if you go slower, you can kind of see how far you need to go to where you make the fin look like it's actually an arm, but still a fish fin, because they are still fish, and that is the vibe we are trying to create here. So then you want to come back and finish out your line. Again, the more confident you are, the cleaner your lines will look. Okay, and then you want to make sure every fin has 2 lines in it. Make it kind of symmetrical, follow along from the edge all the way out to like that. Give me some space. We're going to kind of throw his arm out like that because he might be talking to someone. Again, go wide if you need to, and then come back in later. And then again, you know, like I said, 2 lines, make them look symmetrical. This takes practice. We want to do the tail. I'm going to fix this a little bit because part of drawing is redrawing. I'm telling you. The more you finish out your drawings, or the more you go slow and really pay attention to these intricate corners and lines, the better it'll be. I'm just going to erase this so we can kind of get the eye definition in. All right, perfect. Now, for his tailbone, you want to kind of go out like we always do. In, out, in like that. Curve it up. Instead of Gary having the, you know, symmetrical ones, he kind of has more like wavy lines. And I still want it to look symmetrical, but you kind of cheat by making them curvy like that, because his lines aren't as neat on this end as other characters. Then you come back up to this top fin. You start from right here, and you kind of make the curve in like that. 1, 2, and 3. And then you do a 1, 2, 3, 4. And you keep kind of going because he's got a lot of lines, but his lines got to be kind of all got to flow the same way. Okay, so far so good. And then you want to do the eyes. I always start about right here. Do a little circle like that, little circle like that. Oopsie, it doesn't line up, but you can cover that up here. These are the pupils. And then you can go ahead and just take another pencil and just Start lightly shading them in. This is part of the glamorous of the process. Shading his whole face like that. I'm doing this very rushed, but you guys get the idea. I'm not gonna fill in all this white space. It's gonna drive me crazy, but you know, what is an artist if not a person driven crazy? And you can go kind of slow, because then once you get the main area covered, you can double back and start to really go in and go slow and see what white spots need to be filled in, and erase anything you kind of went overboard with. Do some touch-ups. There you go. Salon Illustrator. That's how you draw Gary from No Filter.